All
Awesome.
right, we're live. Thanks everybody for tuning in to another Fight Sessions Tekken event. They graciously invited me back to commentate tonight, and I've brought with me my good friend Dart, Smash
Hello,
prodigy, Tekken
hello.
enthusiast. Glad to have you here.
Yeah,
Glad
thank you.
glad to get to commentate with you finally. We are real life homies as well, but you know, we're both pretty entwined in our respective scenes, more or less.
Yeah, more of a Smash guy myself.
Right. Starting to branch out into, you know, you've been playing Tekken just as long as all of us, and I know with Armor King dropping, that kind of encouraged you to give it a shot again. You know.
Yep.
You didn't stick with him, as most people didn't, but he got you to the game. That's a big one.
It's all about getting that foot in the door, you know.
Yep, absolutely. You wanna make any guesses as to what kind of characters we might see tonight? What you would like to see?
I'm hoping to see a lot of stereotype breakers. You know what I mean? You know.
Oh, absolutely.
When you hear a female gamer, you always think, oh, they're gonna play like the cute character or the female character, but I want to see like some Mishima, you know, wave dashing. I want to see some real technical stuff, and I know we will.
The last event that these guys ran, a lay player made it really far, if not won. I can't remember if he won or not, but it was so fascinating because I'm so unfamiliar seeing that character, and just seeing how safe he was playing him was like really fascinating, because typically one of his big weaknesses is he's really committal, and a lot of his stuff is pretty punishable, but he runs the benefit of no one knows the matchup. That's right. Low tier secrets.
You gotta know what's coming to punish.
Absolutely. And he I wouldn't say that he necessarily got away with a whole lot. People were the upper tier of the bracket were pretty ready for it, so that was cool to see. I saw a Negan last event. That was really fascinating. He was doing an incredible job, just kind of bulldogging, like getting people stuck in block stun and fishing out counter hits. And Negan's down forward 2 is like 1,000,000 miles long, so he was whiff punishing a lot with that. It was good. It's good. And I saw an Armor King. That was nice to see. There was a tournament. It's hard not to, especially considering I would say he might have the best redesign in the franchise history.
Oh yeah, his design, he just looks so cool.
Yeah, he went from looking a little campy to actually looking threatening and intimidating, and I think that might have been what won me back over as being a lifelong King player. I just couldn't stop looking at him. He looks so cool.
He definitely has the swagger, you know?
Oh yeah, without question. I remember watching the reveal live, and I was just totally enamored by it. Because they started on the reveal with Marduk, and it's like, okay, I'm happy he's back. He mostly looks like Marduk, that's fine. And then the second the Armor King trailer starts, they start with his intro where he's on the turnbuckle, and they zoom up and you see his cool clothes, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, man.
If I recall, they showed the Blue Sparks uppercut in the trailer.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely. Let's take a look at what we're working with. Let me get out of Steam here. let's go over here. Let's see. Do you know the Smash GG to get the bracket open? I can't really read it on the video. Oh, sorry. Challenge.
Where's it at?
Let's see. Oh, cool. Thank you
Awesome.
so much. Cool. I'd rather just have it in front of me.
Sweet. I
Let's
can
see
read it and
what
still
we are working
commentate.
with.
That's good.
I love that. I saw someone in the initial Discord chat talking about they thought most of losers bracket was going to tragically get a bye, but you know.
Has this tournament started already?
Yeah. We're just doing top 8.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yep. Let's see what we're working with in winners, if I recognize anybody. I've seen Anya posting quite a bit in the Discord. I don't necessarily know what character any of these players play. That's kind of what I'm excited for, honestly. Is just kind of going into a blind, seeing who plays what, and going on the fly.
Well, you know, anyone that makes a top 8, they gotta be legit.
Regardless, yeah, absolutely. I saw someone on Twitter saying something about they finally won their first tournament and it was a small local and blah blah blah, and everyone was like, no, don't lessen the win. You won outright. You got the W.
All it takes is that one win, you know.
Absolutely. I remember me and you got to team at one tournament, and I don't remember how far we necessarily made it, but it was farther than I. Did we win?
We won the whole thing.
I've never won a tournament before, so that was really cool to me, and especially because I got to do it with you. You're the homie.
Yep. And we got second place in the other game too.
Oh, I remember that. Boy, I remember. Oh man, I remember that so fondly. I never won't. All right, I think we'll be squaring up our first match soon. If these indicators are anything to go off of, might be Claudio, possibly.
Looked like Minerva versus Pit Viper TK.
That's what's going up first.
Pretty excited.
They're both in the lobby, and I know a bit about Claudio personally. I labbed him a bit to try to help a buddy pick him up, and he's a real relatively straightforward character. He's got a little bit of cheese, but
who doesn't in this game, you know?
Yeah, especially Season 3. Everyone's got some cheese now, man.
Now, Lucky Chloe is a
Claudio.
very divisive character.
Absolutely.
She reminds me a lot of, if you've played Street Fighter 4 El Fuerte, where people hated that character. But
in that regard, absolutely.
He wasn't exactly like a tournament monster
staple,
right?
Yeah. Same thing with Chloe. I think she's got some representation. Like, John Ding plays her a bit, and I see her more at, kind of a lower level. I think we're getting right into this, looking not like a button warmer. I'm going to be going off the Discord, just because that seems to be a bit ahead of the actual game itself.
Got it.
So, Claudio gets a really, really good starting tailspin to get some good wall carry, kind of back to the middle ground. Claudio tries to use his Starburst. Starburst is such an interesting mechanic. Ooh, that was a really good power crush. Starburst is interesting because starting off, Claudio wasn't able to use his Starburst moves unless he had that Starburst, but it has since changed to where he has access to those normals now outside of Starburst. They're just warps.
Pretty nice.
Chloe gets a pretty good counter hit launcher. Chloe's damage is actually pretty ludicrous, all things considered. Oh, she is just unrelenting right now. Claudio couldn't get any sort of momentum going on Chloe.
Yeah, once she gets in, it's really hard to escape if you don't know
Absolutely.
what you're looking
so many of her strings lead into that dance stance, the 1-2 little foot stance, and it's kind of scary in a regard of you feel like you need to respect the follow up, even though it seems like it's got a bit of startup going into the stance. Oh, she is just going hamsters on Claudio. Unfortunate sidewall messes up a really needed conversion from Claudio. Chloe takes the first game. I need to actually maximize this. Can't read names. Pit Viper takes the first game. My apologies.
Yeah, Pit
Couldn't read the
Chloe.
Yeah. Yep. Did you know she has the unique property of being able to add damage to her rage art?
Really?
Yep. Her rage art, if you press buttons in a certain rhythmic timing, she like spells her name out, and it does an abhorrent amount of damage.
Dang.
I know just from watching that little bit, Chloe, the Pit Viper, just outright rushed Minerva down and like did not get off of him, and was ready for the panic moves. And I'm really shocked I didn't see more hop kicks out of Minerva Claudio. Claudio has an unbelievably good hop kick. Kind of a trend among some of the newer characters. Shaheen, Claudio, obviously not Gygas. Gygas doesn't have anything good.
I mean, he's got a little bit something, you know.
They gave him
better.
They gave him sidestep too. That's safe now. That's something. They gave him the tailspin, the new tailspin, the low. That is nice. I'm really curious to see if that was just kind of like a goodwill, like, hey, we are paying attention, quote unquote, or if they're actually like going to do something to Gygas. I'm really curious to see how Falconram is going to look after the next big patch.
Well, hopefully his hurt box is more sensible, because it's still kind of ridiculous.
It is still kind of ridiculous. They changed it a little bit on juggles and like hit, but he still has that ludicrous can like forward dash over lows, which is obnoxious. Yes, sir. Yeah. The Discord, the game was actually a little bit ahead of the Discord, so yeah. No problem. Yeah, we got you, man. Yep. Sorry about that. You got it.
Honestly, it wasn't even showing for me. I was watching off your stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fine. That actually works because I was hearing game noise, and it was kind of distracting because it was delayed. But no, yeah, I'm really curious to see how Falconram is after the next big patch. I'm curious to see what they do to Zafina, because I think she's that kind of character that everyone acknowledges is very, very, very good, but I'm not necessarily hearing what they would like changed yet. As someone who knows next to nothing about her, I don't want to, I don't want to make any assumptions. I know one of her biggest weaknesses in Tag 2, Mayman made a video about this. All of her lows, even ones that weren't like counter hit launchers or anything, were like full launch punishable. Like block the low, stand up, and launch. And it's like it was just like generic like down back threes and stuff that didn't even go into stances or blah blah blah. And it just that seemed like a oversight. But case in point, Zafina's not in the match. We're going back into game 2, taking it to an infinite stage. I think Chloe's going to take more of a hit on an infinite stage because she's going to lose some damage. Really good counter hit launcher out of the step stance. Clearly, it's season 3 damage. She still does half health. there was an Oh boy.
Those legs are strong. Man.
Boy, are they. Her straight hits hurt really bad, too. Like, oh, really good counter hit low launcher into another million health. Good Oki. Doesn't block the low, doesn't block the low. Oh, Minerva is just getting pitbulled here.
Block something, my guy.
Oh, really good bait on the armor with the Rage Drive. Ah.
Unfortunately,
million mids. Man, Pit Viper's movement is incredible too. Are you catching these backdashes at the end of the rounds? God, when does she get a gap? Great throw into... I wonder how guaranteed that launcher is.
I feel bad for this Claudio, because both these characters get a lot of mileage off of just deception.
Claudio especially, because I think people anticipate that he's a lot more, like, complex than he really is. He's pretty, like, whiff punish, you know, like, wait and see, and then once he gets that Oki opening, he can kind of go ham with, like, Starburst and get you stuck in block stun. Because Starburst is basically, like, some of the Starburst moves are, like, borderline Rage Drive, like, block stun, launchers, blah, 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 but the catch is you only get, you know, one use of it, then you have to restock it.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see, like, future characters, if they get like unique mechanics, like Claudio and the Gygas, like, block stun mix up type thing. You know, Falcon Rom guard break sort of thing. Really curious to see if that sticks or if that was just kind of an experiment. Because if you watch Falcon Rom players, like, or you know, people who play Falcon Rom, no one's really a Falcon Rom player except Pokechop. Everyone else just kind of picks him up on the pocket. The guard break stuff really doesn't come into play. He's just got so much beside it.
Gotta feel bad for Gigas because, you know, you have a thing, the guard break. That's your thing, and then here comes this character way late in the game, and he just does what you do, but better.
Yep, it's attached to a much better character too. Like, it's so nuts. Like, I think he's really good. I think the argument can absolutely be had as to where in the top tier he places. I don't think he is as overkitted as Launch Leroy. I want to specify that. Launch Leroy was nuts. There's obviously a million conspiracy theories floating around about that. You know, they released him cheap on purpose and blah, 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 blah. But case in point, he was broken, and now he is just really good.
Still pretty strong. Still
absolutely.
pretty up there.
I think a lot of people just are kind of bored with how he is. He is pretty simple. He's a pretty simple character, unfortunately. And obviously, you know, the internet lost their minds over his design. It's a good design.
It's so cool. It's like that Wing Chun Ip Man style. Like it's so cool, but then you watch it and it's really defensive, so that kind of gets a little contradictory, like boring, you know?
Right. I see a bit of a dispute about the connection, unfortunately, in Discord right now, or in the chat. Sorry. I don't think there's any need to dwell on Tekken netcode. I think most people.
Is what it is at this point.
Yeah, it is exactly what it is. I'm really fascinated that Harada claims that it has rollback.
Rollback in air quotes.
Yeah, 5 sets of air quotes. But, you know, I think an important thing to denote that a lot of people take for granted, IMO, is that we're basing rollback working on it working in 2D fighters. Like, obviously there's the Melee example, but, you know, it's 3D models, not necessarily a 3D fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
It very well could have rollback, but who knows? Asuka Elisa, I think I've seen a lot of Elisa just in general. You know, she's very strong as she is right now. Um, Asuka's a really fascinating character. She seemed to be the spiritual successor to June, and as someone who didn't play either of them in Tag 2 or any other previous games, she actually has a lot more unique to her than I initially gave her credit for. I thought she was just the new June sort of thing.
Oh no.
No, yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Right, right. And I think she has an obnoxious counter. Let's just get that out in the open now. Thing's active for like a full 10 seconds. But, you know, we'll see what it is. I think Asuka is going to have a lot of
good air to air. You don't see that a lot in Tekken.
You really don't. I think Asuka's going to get a lot out of this kind of cramped, smaller walled stage. Her damage is really good. Tragic drop. I have to assume that was partly due to some lag. I think general Asuka mains just kind of have that on lock. The catch is it's a forward off of that launcher, but you know.
It's so weird to like calculate nerves when it's when there's internet connection, because it's like you're nervous, your brain's going fast, but then it's like the game isn't.
Right.
So it's like really confusing. Oh.
I was really confident she was going to get away from that rage drive or that rage art, but Elisa moves pretty far forward with that.
Literal game of inches, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Seeing a lot of now we got a launcher that's gonna tragic drop. Wonder what that was about. I was gonna say that's definitely gonna take to the wall otherwise. I know it's so fascinating. Good sweep.
It's interesting, like the Elisa player, Yangan, has been dominating until this point where Asuka just went crazy, but
yeah,
he was dominating.
Mm-hmm.
But Asuka got the stage position despite
that was a really good launcher off that low.
Nice.
Oh boy, the vortex is beginning. Oh, I knew that was coming. The Asuka special.
Asuka's feeling herself right now.
Yes, she is. Gotta be careful. Oh, I definitely thought that was gonna wall splat. That was a panic rage drive.
Nice crouch. Oh,
I believe
nice.
her rage art is just like Steven Hwarang's, where like it's safe on the pushback, but it's high, so you have the opportunity to duck and punish. But I saw the right read, just unfortunately the punish didn't come out. I'm really thinking the connection might have smoothed out now. They both look like they're coming online now. Good spring kick, great low launcher. Oh.
Nice dodge.
That was a really, really good dodge. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, great pickup from Rock.
You just never know when to get up. In Tekken 7 especially, it's like stand up at your own peril.
Yep. At least with Tekken 7, it runs the benefit of not being able to be rebounded off of a get up.
Oh man, the Armor King special.
Oh man, Tag 2. Armor Kings were never not throwing out down twos. Myself, I am Armor Kings. I am that person. I was confident that I would just throw out a down two and just get a random.
So what'd you think? That looked pretty close. All things
absolutely,
considered.
Absolutely. I was a little nervous about the first game. I could see that they were trying to feel out how the connection was playing out. Tragic that has to happen, but it is what it is. Game 2 onward, they both looked like they were pretty in their element. Couple drops here and there, but yeah, apparently the connection's pretty rough.
I mean, it is what it is. You got to come into this with the understanding that it's not going to be perfect.
Yep, absolutely. But case in point, I think the Elisa was underestimating the Asuka finishing the strings necessarily. I think Asuka, that's one of her big strengths, is a lot of multiple hit strings, 3 hits, 4 hits, that are like counter hit launchers. That the Elisa was falling for quite a bit. But I think I'm curious to see if there's going to be an adjustment of any kind.
Yeah, Lisa she would come out real strong at the start and just could not finish it.
Yep, absolutely. I think Asuka's kind of that sort of character too. She's really just like a snowball in an avalanche.
Slow
kind
starter.
Of thing. Yep. She starts off a bit, she has to kind of feel out what sort of setup she's going to be able to do. I think another thing Asuka has, I don't know if she has a throw game or not, honestly, if it goes beyond like standard throws, because as you should know, throws are untackable online.
Oh, literally?
Yeah, just literally untackable.
Oh wow, it's underwater right now, but this is brutal for the Elisa player.
That was a lot of help from that. I saw a counter attempt. Yeah.
Oh man, where do you block?
Tragic neutral launcher.
I'd like to see a lot more stepping from the Elisa player.
Absolutely. To be fair, Asuka has a bit of tracking on a lot of her moves. A lot of her sweep kicks. Oh, here goes the underwater again. But it is what it is.
It's
a lot
mostly
of
just for movement.
Yeah, right. It's not necessarily when the actual hits happen.
Right.
Good conversion from Rock. A lot of Asuka's low kicks, like the sweep kicks, will kind of stuff that step. But I think that's kind of the Tekken 7 special as a whole.
Oh wow.
Good launcher on that.
It's nice having like a built-in slow-mo just from the leg. It's pretty cool. Oh, nice counter.
Good counter. Now,
oh, here you go.
We don't tech those. They hurt. The Elisa okay, good. The Elisa definitely needs to get away from the wall. Really good step.
Oh, wow,
I cannot believe that didn't hit.
Wow.
Unbelievable step again from the Elisa. That tailspin. Bit of a scramble at the moment. That should be it.
Oh, that was unfortunate. But man, Elisa was moving there.
Yeah, those last like 5 to 10 seconds, the Elisa really started schmoving, but the Asuka really got through that first game and just bulldogged her the whole game. Just had her locked into 50-50 after 50-50.
I mean, part of the battle is who can navigate that lag, you know what I mean? Asuka was handling it much better.
Yep. And that's nature of online events. But case in point, the Asuka looked really, really strong. I'm curious to see how they are going to continue. They obviously are moving on. I believe that was the second game of winners. So I believe we're going to go to losers now.
I'll be honest though, that Asuka had just a nasty setup in the wall there. Got the side splat into the unblockable. How many times have you been hit by that online? Oh man,
I've been hit by that online and offline quite a bit, and it's like you want to have that mentality of, okay, it's a high. I'm gonna prepare for the setup and duck it, right?
Right.
A lot of the time it's hitting like right when you stand up. So she also has the bonus of being able to cancel that spin into a mix-up. Yep, you got it. To everyone watching, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in so far. Be sure to follow the channel to keep up with all of the events that Fight Sessions are planning throughout the summer. I know I'm thrilled to see what other games are going to be going on, even aside from Tekken. They seem to be pretty encompassing, including a lot of different fighters. I know in particular Soul Calibur and Killer Instinct as well. Big fans of both games. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I am commentating, and my tag is Milk Monster, and I'm joined by my buddy Dart over here.
Hello.
And we're happy to be watching some Tekken again. I'm really excited to see the actual circuit start back up, because a lot of people have been generally talking about, how strong Fakumram is and blah blah blah, but this has only been in casual sessions. It's interesting to see, maybe the circuit starts back up and Fakumram doesn't get nerfed and Knee just has a complete answer for him. Who knows?
I mean, you'd expect to by now.
Right.
The lab monster, right?
Right. And you could run into a situation where we get another Evo Japan, where it's 6 Fakumrams in top 8. You never know. I know JDCR is still playing Leroy, as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure once the circuit starts back up, he's probably going to Dragon off Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy is still extremely strong.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's been nerfed every single patch doesn't mean he's still strong.
To people's credit, I think it at least warranted the thought that maybe he was weaker, because he did get hit pretty hard. He did lose some stuff, but it just goes to show you how actually overkitted he was to begin with. That he got this many hits, and I mean, look at Geese is another example. He's literally been nerfed every patch, except possibly base season 3 patch where he got stuff, but he was still nerfed. He still had so much nerfed. But that's Tekken 7. Everyone's got everything, and if you don't, you're out. Hey, you're a little bit knowledgeable on this character, I believe.
Yeah, Julia, my main.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm excited for this.
Oh yeah, and I'm really excited to see Josie in the context of. I really thought a lot of people that were going to be playing Josie would just kind of switch over to Fakumram. But that's not to say that she doesn't have her own identity, because Fakumram does have a lot of Bruce stuff, but Josie's got some stuff. I'm really curious to see. Good backdashes already from Julia. Which match are we in right now? We're in Ziriel and Jane Zamir Queen. Gotcha.
Oh, good block.
Good block on the low.
Went for war drums into kick throw setup.
Great launcher from the Josie. Let's see if this takes to the wall. Tragic. It's really got great pressure going on the Julia. Great punish on that. Oh.
Yeah, the Julia's not picking her spots well.
So much of Josie's game plan is doing a move that looks laggy, and then it actually just has a really good staggered follow-up, and they're usually launchers or just outright really damaging hits. The forward ones begin as
good block.
As Fergus said, think of forward one from Julia. That's a punish. To think, great launch on the spring kick. Goodness gracious.
Gotta be careful with those spring kicks. They just feel good, right, when you do it, and then as soon as you let go of the button, you're just like, oh no.
You eat it. Fantastic float on that.
Nice anti-air.
This Josie's doing great. Just so patient and not letting the Julia get any momentum going.
She's ready. This Josie player is ready.
Oh no.
Oh,
we're good.
Oh, there we go. Oh, good forward 1+2.
I always think that's gonna be a floor break, but it's not.
A 10-frame throw. Oh.
There we go. Great punish on that. Man,
Josie's just ready for these blocks.
Her punish game was incredible. She was ready to take that, mid-range frame punish I don't want to speak out of turn, but she was ready with those punishes and just really kind of chipped away every time Julia did something laggy. Really smart.
Yeah, the secret about Julia is that nothing she does is ever plus, but she's not so negative that it's just terrible.
Right. I think that's a really important denomination because I think Elisa, if I remember reading correctly, that she doesn't have any safe mids or something to that effect. And that's really fascinating to me in a game full of safe mids, that she's so strong. But I don't know. Maybe I misread, maybe I'm misspeaking, who knows? A lot of characters in this game, a lot of frame data study. Really excited to see if Julia is going to be able to get any momentum going. I know she's also got a great ground game, as I can attest from. I don't think she got a single launch. It was mostly just like pokes into knockdowns, and then she would like lose the Oki and they would split back to neutral, and Josie would just start a pressure again.
Yeah, that's the big thing about Tekken is, you can get neutral hits, but you gotta get those launchers eventually, and you gotta follow them up.
Perfect example. Like that's, the Josie, every time she got that launch, it hurt.
And the movement is good. Like both of them are good movement, but it's just
good ward run.
The Josie players using it better.
Ooh, great backdashes out of the Julia to get out of range. Josie's got such long legs and is able to do... Oh, great launcher. This is going to hurt.
Downstairs.
Million damage at the wall. Ooh, goes for the Oki.
This is,
can't get up.
This is the scary part versus Josie. Once you get to the wall, you're like, how do I get away? You just
Fantastic punish on that laggy move from Julia. To be fair, Julia, kind of needed to take some sort of risk there. Oh, damn. That was an unfortunate miss on the punish. The Julia special. The second you're at range 2. I'm really happy to see online throw techs. But Fergus really put it well that you should kind of view Julia's forward 1 like a down forward 1. It's great, perfect from the Julia.
To low profile, the overhead, good bow and arrow.
It's round start launch. This is going to be a lot of damage. It's definitely taken to the wall.
That's so frustrating as a Julia player because you have to get in. Your move, other than your kicks, your moves aren't very big.
Man, unbelievable from the Josie, ready for that side wall bounce.
We're gonna see a perfect. Oh,
nope. It feels like Josie's got weird, not terribly strong enders because they're so multi-hit. Like she's got so many strings that her power hits are the second or third hit in the string, and that feels sort of detrimental on a floor break. You really want those big power hits on the floor break. That was an incredible launcher off that. Slid right under the high, and great.
It's not ready for the low high. It's not ready for it.
No one is ever ready for the low high. I think every time the Josie got to the wall, it was just so hard to get out. And I want to preface Julia was the Julia was not playing bad in any fashion. It just
her movement was good.
The Josie was just on it.
Sometimes it's hard to navigate when someone's pushing buttons in your face,
Especially if you don't have some cheap stuff like Negan's armored launcher, his forward 1+2, or
Claudio hop kick where you just get out of jail.
Shaheen hop kick, get out of jail.
Yeah.
I mean, really, yeah, Julia doesn't really have a good panic button like that, right?
No panic buttons, but...
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but maybe that's one of the reasons why you just don't see a lot of them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in Tekken 7, meta just that panic button just
The panic button helps.
it feels necessary almost.
It's obviously less prevalent at, tippy top, where everyone's kind of prepared for the panic buttons, they're prepared for the setups, they're blah blah blah. But when you get to like the mid level, those panic buttons can make or break games. I mean, and that's not to say that they don't still happen. Like Shadow 20Z is a good example of a Claudio player who is like obviously like the character is trending because him, but he's got so much to him. But the panic hop kicks still happen. He understands that it's how good of a whiff punish it is, and it's important to know that. Oh man, I hope the portraits are correct on the next screen. I really hope we're about to have a Nina come up.
Nina's so cool to watch.
She's so oppressive, and you really kind of take it for granted a little bit, but like her gaps are so small. But it's while she is so oppressive and she has such small gaps, it is also hard on the Nina player to keep that pressure going and keep the mix-up on the table. I'm really curious to see how that works in an online setting too.
I think that's interesting about both Williams characters. Like both Williams, they do that.
Mm-hmm.
They both just string in your face, and you just don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think it's cool to see where they differ, because I've also grown up thinking that they were just kind of like Ryuken-ish, but like they're really not. Really, really, really not. They have so many key differences. But I guess we're about to find out.
That is the interesting difference between Street Fighter and Tekken, right? The Ryu characters of these games are the super technical, hard to play, hard to master. Mm-hmm. And then Street Fighter, those are the basic characters that you learn first day.
I actually just played Super Turbo for the first time, believe it or not. And it's interesting going back to that and just having those like base level fundamentals. But yeah, we've got a Nina, and I'm really 1,000 wins. This is gonna be really good. Great opening tailspin. Great opening tailspin from the Elisa.
What a pickup of the Elisa player. That
such good damage. I think this is gonna be where Elisa really, really takes advantage over Nina. Is she's just able to pick up off a scramble much better. Nina, she really needs to like get that momentum going. Great launch into a lot of damage, even without a tailspin. I was gonna say, here comes the blender. Nina is also great air-to-air tailspin from the Elisa. Nina is also fantastic at getting really good resets off of like guaranteed combos. You like
if you stop trade.
If you don't tech at the right time, she'll get another instant wall rising 1 and keep it going. A little bit of damage off that launcher.
I'd like to see a little more grabbing,
Mm-hmm. Even if nothing else, just keep it honest, Like Nina's got a grab game. She's got chain grabs. Unfortunate drop from the Elisa.
Oh, good. Great. Duck. Excellent duck. Oh, hand him in the leg. Very well. Good.
Woo! Oh, no. Wait a minute.
Magic pixel.
Oh, no. Oh. That was so heartbreaking. Because
to see it happen.
I think it's a good, it's a common mentality of when you get that long range ender, to just kind of go for the running low, the running 3 or running 4 or whatever.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey, chat's kind of crying a little bit about, could you use the player names instead of the character names? The Nina player is LZA Light, and then the Alyssa is Terra.
Gotcha.
Sure thing.
I honestly don't care. Well, I mean, I do.
I feel, yeah. The
It'd be
display
nice.
names didn't match with the bracket, so I was a bit confused. I was just trying to keep up a little bit. Sorry about that. But yeah, that was a really good first match. I'm really obviously it was it was game one. There's a lot of download that can happen, but being in an open stage, I think Elisa's damage is a bit better than Nina's without a wall. Nina she'll just like make your health explode at the wall. Not quite like Kazumi or anything, but. And I have to assume most everyone's going to generally stay with their main. I'd be shocked if we see like some secondary picks or anything. Boy, I wish. I'm really happy that they gave us the like secondary stages of everything. Like Infinite Azure 2 and whatever. But I'd like to see some more stages in future updates. For sure.
Good low blocking. Low blocking is really hard.
Great launch from Terra Storm. Oh, that combo hurts, man.
Nice carry.
I'm so.
Stage.
Oh, great low. I think. I'm trying to figure out a way to say it. I don't know. Growing up, I never really expected Elisa to be like that good necessarily. So whenever I saw Chanel and Cuddlecore and all these players like really doing a lot of work with her, I think I was initially surprised a little bit. But
the offensive barrage.
Yeah, Terra Storm is bringing it. Just I think it's really important that she's not giving Light the space to get any sort of momentum going. I think that's a really good gameplay approach. Oh, great launch.
Oh, Light needs this in the worst way.
Mm-hmm. She went for the run setup again. Oh no.
Wake up Rage Drive, the DP.
Oh, that was a...
Whoa, 10 hit?
Hey, alright.
Good juggle. That's how it starts.
Yeah. Light takes a game, she's on the board. That's what I like to see.
Oh.
Good block on the low.
Their low blocks are actually pretty strong.
Absolutely.
On these strings. You never expect the string lows, and then you just block them. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that might be game. Yep.
Good finish. Good finish.
Great stuff from Terra Storm. She definitely neutralized Nina in the best way. I would like you said earlier in the set, it would have been nice to see a potential like bit more grabs, especially considering Nina's got a chain grab game, and I think a lot of players aren't necessarily prepared for chain grab techs.
It's just something you gotta test them early, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely keeps everything potentially honest.
Man, I'm seeing some good skill. This is awesome. I love it.
Absolutely. Really good play tonight. And I definitely was shocked to see a Nina. I was shocked to see Josie, for sure. The Josie was stellar. And I am... Like you said, yeah, just really great play tonight overall. Thank you again for coming to commentate with me on short notice.
Yeah, no problem, and thank you for the invite.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for Fight Sessions hosting the event tonight, getting everyone together to play some Tekken this weekend. Hope everyone had a good holiday this weekend if you're in the States. I excited to see how the games play out. Got a bit of a delay on my screen. But yeah, please don't forget to follow the channel to check out any of the future tournaments that they have. And yeah, I'm just thrilled to be here, man. Happy to be back.
Feels good to watch Tekken again. Yes,
it does. Especially at the level that we're watching it. I think I'm trying to say it without sounding dismissive, but I really enjoy watching, mid to high level of really any fighting game necessarily. Seeing anyone that like puts the time into it is really impressive and feels good. Tekken, I feel like you can really tell when someone's like really put that extra bit of effort into their character.
Yeah, you just see a lot more step punishes and know when to block, instead of just pushing buttons.
Right. You can tell when it's gone beyond just pushing buttons and it's actually like strategic. It's good.
Personally, I love to see good defense in any game, especially
Absolutely.
Tekken. I know it might be overrated for some, but I think good defense in Tekken it's something that shouldn't be considered overrated.
I agree, totally. I think someone on Twitter, I follow a lot of different Tekken players, and one of them said anyone can have a good offense. Like good defense is what sets you apart from one player to the next, and exactly. I think it's true. I think anyone can press buttons and do combos. I think it really takes someone dedicated to the game to learn defense. The feed is frozen for me, Charlie, on Discord. It's not moving. I gotcha. Just making sure it wasn't we weren't behind or anything.
Hey, what's up, stream? Charlie here. I've been running the brackets and stuff in the background. My game just froze. I'm very sorry if it takes a little bit longer to set up the next match, and I also would like to apologize to people in chat for using the word crying. That wasn't the right word. I apologize. I didn't mean to unmute my mic on stream earlier whenever I was talking to the commentators, and I was just trying to relay the information fast, and I used a poor choice of words. Moving forward, I'm asking the commentators to please use the ladies' names as instead of the characters, if they can possibly do that. I understand that everybody's not exactly familiar with everybody here and all that good stuff. And I do care. By the way, I said I didn't, but I do. So very, very sorry for anyone I might have offended by saying that while on stream. And let's move forward and have a good rest of the top 8. We've got 6 players left. It's going to be Pit Viper TK versus Anya, and winners finals we've got Minerva and Chimera Queen in losers round 4, and Rangan Pika P versus Terra Storm. So commentators, please take it away.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
And please bear with me while I restart the game.
Yes. Thank you again to Charlie behind the scenes making everything happen. We're all happy to be here watching Tekken, and I will do my best to be better. I apologize for the indiscretion.
To foot stomp on that, using their names. I know in the heat of the match it's tough, because we want to say the character because it's quicker, but that we want to stress that their names are important.
Of course, yes. I apologize for myself specifically. A lot of the time in the heat of the moment, I'm just trying to keep up with the game. The play-by-play. We didn't get hopped on until top 8, so unlike the last tournament where I was like really able to get familiar with each player and who they were playing, kind of just hopped in a little quicker. We apologize, and thank you so much still to anyone who tuned in.
Hey, also without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and say, guys, we're going to take a break. Let's take a short recess. I hate to do this, but yeah, my game is completely froze, and so is my Steam, which is like the worst case scenario here.
Yep.
And I can't. I need to restart the PC in order to continue. So I mean, I think it's better just to say, hey, let's take a 20-minute break right now.
That's cool.
Because if we don't, then yeah, we're not gonna get to see any more matches, and then the ladies are gonna have to, you know what I mean? Y'all are gonna have to play off stream and all that good stuff. So I think it's the best to go ahead and say that. We'll take a 20-minute break, and then come back here in 20 minutes. I do apologize. This one's out of my hands, guys. I'm so sorry.
That's how it goes, buddy.
Good,
we got
it's
you.
all good.
So we are going to take a short break while we sort out a couple technical difficulties. We will be back 20 minutes-ish to see the rest of the top 8 play out, and we hope that everyone joins us back then. Thank you so much.
Yep. Peace out.